As the introduction suggested, this video is going to cover foil positioning. So we're going through a week of not much wind here in Melbourne, so I thought I'd do another quick wing foiling tips slash tutorial video. This one is going to explain where you should position your foil, as I've had lots of questions from people new to the sport asking where to put their foil on their board. So before we dive into it, I've put together a quick first impressions of the brand new F1 Eagle foil on the OTB Marine YouTube channel. The link will be in the bio underneath this video, so make sure to check it out. It's the new high aspect F1 foil, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the first in the world to test it out. So back to foil positioning. Is it better to go to the extremes or just position it in the middle and forget about it? If it is your first few sessions, then I would suggest putting the foil in the middle of the track and just get out in the water. There will be so much going on that this won't make much of a difference. But once you work up to being able to foil around somewhat confidently, the next progression would be to start considering where your front foot straps are, as you should eventually use them. They give you more control of the board and help set up a consistent spot for your feet to land when switching feet. So try to look at where you naturally stand on the board relative to the front foot strap inserts. If you are behind them, try moving your foil forward. If you are standing in front of the foot strap inserts, try moving the foil back. Once you have tuned your foil position so that you stand over the foot straps, you can work up to putting your front foot straps on and then fine-tuning the foil to increase or decrease the pressure on your front foot. So to reinforce this concept, I like to characterize moving the foil in terms of front foot pressure. Positioning the foil towards the front of the tracks on your board will increase your front foot pressure, and moving it back on your board will decrease your front foot pressure. So from speaking to lots of people on the beach and hearing their background before getting into the sport, it seems a lot of people with a surfing background prefer back foot pressure. So adding back foot pressure basically helps you to drive the board with your back foot. So if you come from a surfing background, it might be worth trying your foil further back. A few small tips for beginners or people looking to buy gear and get into the sport is to take advice from people with different gear with a grain of salt and try to match your board and foil brands. If you are going to try different brand boards and foil combinations, try to find other people that have ridden those combinations on forums, Facebook groups, those sort of things. The reason I say this is because of the big differences between brands. Boards have a big difference in track positions, so just take a look at the Armstrong boards, for example, with their forward geometry tracks, and compare that to, say, Fanatic boards, which tend to have slightly further back tracks relative to other brands. Foils also have big differences to look out for as well, due to the variance in the gap between the mast and the front wing. So that's why mixing and matching these different combinations sometimes might not work. So make sure to do your research and find what gear works with other gear if you're going to combine different brands. I personally have ridden Axis foils with Fanatic boards and had no issues. And I'm now riding all F1 gear, and it is flawless. I cannot fault any of it. So I know I started this video saying that the answer to where to put your foil is different for everyone, but I thought I'd also cover my personal preference just to give you something to think about. So I prefer front foot pressure and therefore have my foil as far forward as I can get it. I do this for a few reasons. The first being I find it gives you more feedback and time when switching feet. I spoke about this in my switching feet tutorial video, which you can find on my channel. Having more front foot pressure helps when you have to move both of your feet to the front of the board during the switching feet transition. I've also found it more forgiving to have the foil forward, as during those moments when the foil grabs some air and drops, and during that split second where you become weightless, the foil pushes to a positive angle of attack faster and you get a better chance at recovering. This is very helpful in a racing context when the aim of the game is to not crash whilst pushing the limits. So that's about it for foil positioning. It's basically foil forward for more front foot pressure, or conversely, foil to the back of the board for less front foot pressure. My best advice is to test out different positions and make sure to have your tool handy just in case you need to come into the beach and shuffle it. So another cheeky plug for the Eagle video over on the OTB Marine YouTube channel. Don't forget to go check it out. And let me know in the comments here if you have any questions or want my 2 cents on any other foiling advice. More than happy to make some more videos about these sort of things. So let me know.